Business and creative thinking do not always go hand in hand. With the many changing trends in today's world, a company's problem solving must be up to speed. Our next guest spent 7 years as Dean of Disney University, where he developed management for Disney studios and theme parks. Mike Vance is co-author of the book Think Out of the Box. Good morning, Mike.
Morning.
Explain the concept. What do you mean by think out of the box?
Well, it's a metaphor for creative thinking. My mother always told me you got to be creative and not be pedestrian in your thinking. So think out of the box comes from, you may have remember, I'll show it this logo, which came connecting the 9 dots, and 2 of my boys, John and Mark, asked me, how do you get out of the box? And one of the boys said, well, you got to have a vision. And as you know, companies spend so much time talking about vision, but the problem with it is no method. And it was one of my other boys that said, you got to have the method, that's how you connect them. So that's where we got the idea for the book, Think Out of the Box.
And you feel that many managers and companies are sort of lacking in creativity these days?
Well, I think it's changing very rapidly right now. I'm pretty optimistic because I think we've crossed a big divide, and the divide is new insight into the more boundaryless cultures, and I think I'm very optimistic about what I see.
You suggest trying more stress. What do you mean by that?
More stress.
Do we need more stress?
What I suggest in the book is that there's certain things that get us boxed in. And one of them, I think, is our attitude about stress. Hans Selye, who wrote one of the great books on stress, wrote Stress Without Distress. His thesis was you can't get rid of it. No matter what you try to do, politicians will still be here, your airlines will be late, all these things. So learn how to deal with the stress. Pile it on and don't worry about it.
You say positive thinking can sometimes be damaging. How can that be?
That gets everybody, doesn't it? Well, if you'll know in the book, I said I was not attacking Dr. Peel or Dr. Schuler in any way. In fact, I know them both. But one of the things is that sometimes it becomes a substitute for thinking. And what we're talking about, it's a trap that gets you in the box if you just take the bromide side of positive thinking. And we wrote about it in the book to clarify and get a sharper fix on the concept of positive thinking, which is a good concept.
One of the people that you profile is Louis L'Amour, who wrote all those great Western novels. You knew him personally. Yeah. Why are you profiling him in this book?
That surprises a lot of people, and I think Louis probably was one of the best friends I ever had. And one time I asked Louis, in all the great novels that he'd written, what he felt it took to keep creativity alive. And it'll surprise you what he said. He said, well, Mike, the thing that keeps creativity alive, because it's the universe that's creative. Everybody's creative. Edison, said he never invented anything. All he did was discover it. So Louis L'Amour said it's motivation. You got to have the motivation. The motivation, Louis said, is sex, passion, and desire. And he said, I'm not talking about carnal sex, all that's okay, but the energy that it gives you, the juices that it keeps going, is what gives us a passion for anything. Great causes, things that need to be done. It keeps the energy up. Yet, it's hard to get in the budget, as you know. But yet, that's why I put Louis in there, because he was very insightful about what really makes creativity happen through people.
Well, thank you very much. And your book is also insightful. Creativity is a fascinating topic. Thanks for joining us today.
You got it.
We've been speaking with Mike Vance, the co-author of Think Out of the Box. Back to you, Susie.
Well, the second hour of today's business is just moments away. We're going to have a live report from